Don't you think this is a little overkill?
This is a little overkill. I don't think it's a little overkill, it's a big overkill.
It's almost bigger than I am.
It is. You want to try to squeeze into this box here?
I could probably fit.
Yeah, you probably can. Hey, it's the last day of May. I realize you may be a lot later than that seeing this, but we're finally getting ready to plant our sweet corn. There's for a couple reasons. It's been wet here, but the other reason is we knew we had this new planter coming.
Bullseye! Get out of their yard and away from their chicken, or I'm gonna have to put you inside.
If you go at him like that, you'll never catch him. Now, we're not going to be able to keep this planter, I don't think, for the long term, but that's probably not a problem. We probably don't need it, but I thought it'd be fun to show it.
Sure.
Now, you know, big farmers, real farmers, they have yield tests every year, right? We don't have yield tests on our sweet corn. We have taste tests.
Exactly. And
so far, this SV9010 SA from forthegrower.com.
That's good stuff.
Has won our taste test every year. We're gonna have a competitor this year as well, a new one.
Okay.
But not this planting, because we plant them a little bit delayed from each other so they don't cross-pollinate. And so today we're going to start with the SV9010 SA because we know it's good stuff. Hey, this bag right here is 2,500 kernels. Okay.
Wow.
About half a pound. It's over $50.
Ouch.
So it's critical that these planters seed accurately.
Yeah, don't drop any.
Yeah, I don't want to drop any, and not only that, I don't want any double planting. I don't want any skips. I want them all planted exactly where they are. Well, this planter has got the new vacuum seed technology. I say new, it's been out since the late 90s, probably early 2000s. There's been some decent vacuum planters. This is not the highest end Maschio Gaspardo planter, but it's the only one they offer in 2-row. So they've got this chrono planter that they offer in, you know, the big farmer sizes. It's all electric and real fancy and everything. This one's a pretty simple planter with the exception of the vacuum and the way it works on the seed metering here, Christy. One thing I noticed was these seed boxes are real easy to clean out. There's a trap door on the bottom that will let everything come out. So as long as I don't run out while we're planting, it won't be hard to get it out. It's funny, the Deere seed boxes, they've always had just where you have to rake the corn in and everything because they've got flat areas in them. This doesn't have it. It's got a little taper here, but for the most part, it's going to allow the corn to drop in there easily.
A little bit more accurate than our normal way of putting fertilizer on. Yeah,
this planter has granular fertilizer distribution. It puts it right beside the row. We've got it set up for something like 250 pounds of fertilizer per acre. Obviously, we're not doing a whole acre, so. Applying the fertilizer right beside the row like this at planting allows the corn to reach it sooner. So it turns a nice dark green and grows really fast early on. The funny thing is, it looks a lot different when it's young. It looks a lot better with in-the-row fertilizer. But studies have shown, and tests on my family farm and many other tests have shown that even though the corn can grow a lot faster early and it looks a lot better, the yield is really no better whether you put the fertilizer right near the row or you just broadcast it over the whole field, which I find fascinating, especially when you see how different the crop looks. This is the vacuum fan right here. It's all covered up. The gauge, you can't see the front of the gauge here. It's visible to the tractor. This is the same exact fan and housing and everything that's used on up to a 12-row planter used on this 2-row. I find that kind of funny. There's discharge hoses where the fan sucks a vacuum through these and then it blows all of that air out down there. Apparently there's another use, maybe for insecticide or something like that for those, for that discharge. I'm not sure that I quite understand. But the vacuum is to suck the seeds against the plate so that you get only one seed as that plate is rotating, one seed in each little hole, okay? The plates have 26 holes. They rotate at a certain speed. We set the speed right in here. There's a chain. We choose which sprockets to use. We got 2 at the top, 7 at the bottom, I believe. And that's how we set the population. That's how we set, the population is the seeds per acre, and it's actually shown in seeds per inch on this chart in here.
The right drive wheel that I'm turning here controls the seed, and the left drive wheel controls the dry fertilizer. I'm priming the planter here, so I'll turn it until I feel the first seed drop.
The row width is 30 inches on this planter. Brings up a little concern for me because we will actually be planting behind the tire tracks of the tractor, and that's something that I don't like to do. I like to get the ground tilled or prepared and then plant directly in that freshly prepared ground. I really don't like to plant right behind a tire track. Again, I'm not sure there's any yield difference in the long run, but my dad would refuse to plant corn behind a tire track. He always adjusted his wheels, his tires, such that they were in between the rows. So yeah, sorry, Dad. Okay, let's see what we got here. I see corn. It's supposed to be 7.3 inches apart. Now I need to check depth. Oh, those last few, of course, are not covered because I didn't go on through. I'll punch those in. I need to see if I can find one that's been covered. There, I found one. That one was a little deeper. Well, I think I'm going to put it a little bit deeper. It looks like about an inch deep at this point. So I think I'll set it a little bit deeper before we do the next round. This is the corn row, and this is where the fertilizers drop. So I can actually find the fertilizer right in there. It's just under the surface, just like I like it, and about, what, 3 or 4 inches away from the corn row. This is the row marker. Now, I don't have it adjusted yet perfect, but the intent is that you put this right where the outside of your front tire needs to run, right? Or the inside or the middle, whatever you want. But whatever makes sense to you, you put this so that your front tire can run right there. I'm used to seeing the row marker being way out in the center of the tractor rather than on the front tire. But this is a much simpler approach and a more compact approach. You don't have any moving parts for it. It just makes a mark right at the end of the planter bar, and you've got several inches of adjustment to fit your tractor.
I'm using the 3046R. This planter is heavy. I don't know that the 2032R or LX3310 would be able to pick it up. Also, it's set up with Category 2 3-point hitch. I think that's something I'd like to see changed. It should be a Category 1 for the size tractor that would typically use it.
I've got positives and negatives here. On the positive part, I can see that the singulation is really good. There's a seed, there's a seed, there's a seed, there's a seed, there's a seed. I don't see this one because at about this point is where the press wheels stopped, right? So that's the negative, right, is that I would have to plant way out into the yard. But this is not meant, this planter is not meant for, what are these, 20-foot rows. It's meant for a bigger application than that. But you can see the fertilizer going in nicely right beside it. So I'll just manually cover these right here at the end.
Do it with love.
Yeah, Catrill says you got to plant them with love. So each of these kernels is going to be planted with love. Perfect singulation on what I'm seeing here. Meaning one kernel, never two, and never a skip. Pretty good. Now I wonder how I did on the road distance. I actually had a measuring tape. Let me check that. Uh-oh, I'm at 28.5 inches instead of 30. Do you think it'll grow?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if it'll grow.
Failure.
For this next pass, it's going to be kind of no-till. I haven't done any tillage on it since last year, and we didn't actually plant corn on this end of the garden last year, so it hasn't had anything planted on it for 2 years. We did keep it bare last year, but we didn't plant anything on it. It'll be interesting to see. This is not a no-till planter. A no-till planter typically has another coulter in front to break up that soil a little bit right in front of the row unit. This one doesn't have that. I think we'll be okay because this is still fairly soft and fairly bare. I think if we had big weeds growing in it, that it might not penetrate. Might need those additional coulters, but I think we'll be fine. Okay, so our fertilizer's on top of the ground. That's the first thing we notice. The question is, did we get any penetration on the corn? No, we did not. None of it's covered at all. Well, the no-till didn't work out very well. So I think the best thing to do is just to till it. I'm intending to be right beside that other row, but I may have got in there, who knows. I think that'll be enough for now, don't you? Bullseye, don't you do that. You stay over here, buddy.
The chicken's in the pen now, so the chicken's safe.
One thing we've noticed is if I stop the PTO, in other words, stop the vacuum, then I have to get it, I guess you would say, primed again. Otherwise, with our short throughs, we go almost halfway before we get any seed. Wouldn't matter on a real field, but on these short throughs, it does. I put way too much fertilizer in. We still have a lot left. Like any new tool, especially a complex tool like this one, it takes some time to get set up. This is a professional planter. It's not meant to plant 8 or 10 rows 20 feet long. This is meant to plant several acres. It would be good for, say, a professional sweet corn grower that's growing 6, 8, 10, maybe even up to 30 acres, 40 acres of sweet corn. This is a perfect planter. This planter is too much for your, just average playtime sweet corn guy like me. Yeah, the price, it's way up there. It's more expensive than I would be willing to pay. This one has some options. It has these disc openers in front of the shoe right here. The dry fertilizer option is, well, it is an option. Once I understood all of this, and once I understood some of the idiosyncrasies, it's easy to set up, it's easy to configure. If you're in the market for a semi-professional planter, this would be something to consider. But just make sure that you understand I'm not encouraging this for somebody who's planting this amount of sweet corn. No, one of those 1 or 2 row Deere planters like I've got is a much nicer machine for that small amount of acreage. This is going to get you really good singulation on a better scale than what you're going to get with that little John Deere.
Maybe we could go into business. We could sell sweet corn.
You know, it is interesting. We've got several acres here
Yeah,
that
got
we
a
use
whole
as
front
yard.
Yeah.
We could potentially sell sweet corn. Maybe the neighbor's got a little stand down here. Maybe we could get the neighbor to sell it for us.
And as expensive as things are getting at the grocery store, I'm gonna put some in the freezer this year. So chop, plant me some more.
Yeah. I hope you folks have enjoyed this. If you got any questions about this planter, let us know in the comments section below. I'm fascinated by it. We'll give you some video or pictures of the results later in the season. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
How foolish! What you sow does not come to life unless it dies. When you sow, you do not plant the body that will be, but just a seed, perhaps of wheat or of something else. But God gives it a body as He has determined, and to each kind of seed He gives its own body.
We could plant lots of acres with this. The whole front yard.
Yeah, we need no-till cultures for it. Then we could just go right out here in the grass and start planting.
Well, then how do you mow the grass?
Well, we have to get like a 26-inch mower that fits between the rows.
Behind the tractor? I don't think they make one like that. I'm not pushing.